Welcome back. Right, so one of my long-term subscribers, practically been with me right from the beginning, Cullmaster. You know him as Cullmaster if you look through the comments. I know him as a guy who can't solder. No, I'm joking. I know him as John. It's Cullmaster to everybody. So if you hear me say John, it's Cullmaster. But I'll try and say Cullmaster. But I'll probably say John. Anyway, I don't know why I put them on. He sent me his 4000 board because he's asked me a few times, and this time I thought, well, it's only fair, give something back because he's been with me for so long. Yeah, send it over. So he sent his 4000 board over. Greedy bugger's got 3. If I'd have known that, I'd have said, no, I didn't get it, mate. It didn't come through the post. Kept it myself. No, I wouldn't have. But anyway, yeah, he sent me the 4000 board. I'll show you. I've rigged it up already. Obviously, I had to check that it's doing what he said it was doing, because if it wasn't, it'd be a crap video. So this is the 3640 board, which is an 040. It's not a turbo. This is the turbo Apollo 404 or 060, 404 and 040 or an 060 turbo. There's a problem with the sound. It practically isn't there. It's there, but it's really, really quiet. Sim sockets need yeah, they need replacing and repairing and some traces fixing, don't they, John? And the RTC is not recording at all. Real-time clock RTC. And the 3640 board is a hit and miss. However, now I've had the card off on several times now, and it works first go. Oh, I haven't put the disc in, but it's up anyway. There you go, you can see. So it works first go every time, but there is a bit of a dodgy capacitors on here, so I don't know why I did that. I'm sure that just, I'll have a look back on the clip, but I'm sure that just went off and back on again. Anyway, but I'm going to recap that anyway, because he sent me the caps over for that board, so I'm going to recap it just to give him a peace of mind. Yeah, John's in for a slater right now. So don't be nice to him in the comments. He tried. On the Apollo, it don't get hot enough. It's got a good heatsink on there anyway, so it don't get that hot. Well, it does get hot, but not boiling point. But there was a fan on it, a 12-volt fan with some wood screws. Very questionable wood screws. Yeah, so I took it off. The Nokia is 12 volt, and there's no 12 volt header on a 4000. So I don't know where you're going to get the 12 volt from. But hey, it'd have been interesting to watch. But yeah, I've took that off. You don't need it. I've got a 5 volt somewhere lying around. So if he wants me to put it on, I can put the 5 volt on there. Just to give him a peace of mind. There's plenty of headers on there you can steal 5 volts from. So the first thing we're going to do is sort the sound out. This is Frontier 2. On my volume, normally when you see my videos with the volume on, it's normally on 40. So 60 is absolutely deafening. Manic Miner from the last video, or the video you've just watched, Toast Rack, the volume was only on 40. You saw how loud that was. It caught me off guard right at the end of it, but never mind. It don't play anything like on the Amiga 500 today. 500's a slideshow. Right, so now it's playing music. Yeah, music's playing. If I turn it right up, right, that would blow me speakers by now. Right, so I need to take this apart now. Well, break it all down. I only set it up just to test it all. It's verified what's wrong with it. So there's also on the keyboard. If I get time, it's always been cracked. He said there's a crack there. There, run across. He said it's always been cracked. It's a bit offline, so if I get time, I might uncrack it, reset it, reseat it, and then clean it up so you can't really see it. But it's on the time. And I don't know how long this is going to take me. There's a lot of work to be done on it. But like I've said, if you don't try, you don't learn. So at least he's tried it. And he didn't learn. It was a good effort. It is a good effort. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just try soldering. It's not rocket science. If you're scared of it, don't be. These are your sound capacitors, your audios. So we need to replace these, get these off, and put some new ones on. So this is a 220 button sill. It's for key fobs really, but I don't think that's the cause of it. But I'm going to take it off and check this whole area. This is all the RTC area around here. So we'll check all that, because underneath, I don't know if you can see that, underneath the battery, there is some corrosion. It's been there at some point. So we'll have a look and check through it. But first thing first, let's get this sound done. Digital scope. Just looking at the board. If you look here, that's one side, one capacitor going that way. And that's the other capacitor that way. And in between them, there's some solder. And also down here, there's a blob of solder there. So these have been replaced at some point. I don't know why that blob's there. I don't know why that join's there. Somebody soldered that joint together. Whether it should be and there's no trace there or what. I'm going to have to get the schematics out and have a look at this. Somebody's worked on this. I don't know if that's leakage or... Yeah. It's all wet around the capacitor. But I don't know if that is flux. Or just fish guts. Because these do stink when they go. So when you start soldering them, they stink like raw fish or dead fish or ex-girlfriends. I don't know if Coolmaster said he's worked on it or not, but I don't think he'd done that. This capacitor here is capacitor C433. I thought the screen was touchscreen then because it was moving, but it's shaking. The capacitor next to it is C443. But that join in the middle shouldn't be there. According to the schematics on here on PCB Explorer, if I go down to 443, it's not joined there at all. You probably can't see this because it's light blue. So we go down to C443 on the negative end, which is audio out. There. It don't touch the negative on the other one. There's a few blobs on here. Coolmaster, please tell me that wasn't you. Yeah, somebody's had a go at that. Let's quickly check that. Sorry, talk amongst yourself a minute. I just need to check this. Yeah, nothing. Cool. So it's no longer attached. Close that down a minute. This is why I need a bigger desk. I've just removed the capacitor that was on there, which was a 4.7, which had that join between the two capacitors with solder. So I've took that off. It's 4.7. According to the schematics on a PCB Explorer, it should be a 22. So I've took that off. I'm going to put a 22 on now. So if I'm really clever, I'll be able to take the footage off of here and put it onto here while I'm talking to you, if I'm really clever. And that's a 22. But I'm not very clever. Where's me right. You need like 4 hands for this. What I'm going to do, put a bit of solder on here first. On the pad. Like that. This is the wrong tip for this. I'll straighten that up later off camera. You can see now 2 nice little beads of solder either end. next day. Yeah, after I desoldered, got rid of that extra solder and that little beader solder, it wouldn't post. I couldn't post it. It took me about 8 goes, and I managed to get it posted after about a bloody hour of messing about. So I thought, I gave up. I went downstairs. Yeah, so this board isn't well at all. There's definitely something else not right with it. So what I did, disconnect everything, took everything off the board, and then reseated it all. Tried to post it, powered it up, wouldn't post. I did that 8 times, and then on the final time, I managed to get it posted. But I didn't do anything on that time. I just straightened the board up, straightened it, and then it posted. So there's a loose connection on here somewhere. I can't find it. But anyway, that's by the by. I've got it posting now, so I've got it posting. What I've been doing is looking at the sound again. So over here, you can see one of the capacitors, which should be here, I've taken off. I've got rid of all the extra solder and everything, taken off. These are very wobbly. Somebody's been working on this. This has been reworked. Not very well. So took them off one by one. Took that one off, cleaned it up, put it back on. Took that one off, cleaned it up, put it back on. Sound's still the same. Very, very, very low. Took this one off. There's no trace. So I desoldered this end because it's next to the pin header and I didn't want to melt the pin header. So I desoldered this. As soon as I desoldered that, the capacitor came off. And it's bone dry on the negative end. It's never had solder on it. So it didn't make contact with this solder, but that's not the problem. The problem is there's a little trace here which goes along here. It goes up to U403, which is here. It goes to this capacitor here, and then goes over to here, which is U402. It's making no contact between that one, and the capacitor. It's the traces missing here. There's a little wire here, but I can't get the signal off of that wire. So I don't know if that wire's corroded or what. So what I might do is add a little wire in and put it through that wire. And then resolder that capacitor back on. And see what the sound's doing then. But yeah, there's a break in there, there's nothing. So if I show you, I'll put my multimeter on continuity. I need to get a wireless mic. So go on to the negative end here, and it should reach pin 4 on U403. Nothing, no signal. Capacitor, nothing. And where's me? It's the 4th from the end. That one, nothing. Getting absolutely nothing. Yeah. So not only did we have a join here and a bead over it, well that bead wouldn't have caused any because it was only on one end of this resistor here. Yeah, first bead here. So disconnected that, which shouldn't have been connected anyway. And now I just need a bit of wire to go into that wire and connect to that and see if I can get a signal off of it. I don't want to disconnect anything because if I start unplugging anything, I might not get it to post again. It took me ages last night. It was winding me up good and proper. Let's poke that right through. And then when we drop the board on it, it'll bend it. Let's push that down. And it's stupidly early in the morning. It's I think it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Right, soldering and that's on. It's got a little bit of I had to buy some new flux because I thought, well, that big flux, there's no way I'm going to get that tube in there. Come on, a tiny little bit. I need to sort that microscope. I'm just going to get this sound going, and then the digital microscope, I'm going to rig it up so I can have it on an arm or something out my way. Oh God, yeah. Hold it down, you moron. Alright, that's that. That's one end on. It's too early to be doing this bloody thing. Never mind. Not perfect, but I'm going to take them all off eventually anyway. I just want to test it to see if this is the problem. And we can take them off and tidy it up a bit. Right, so that's out of the way. Flip the board over somehow. Let's disconnect the video. No, oh, no. Yeah. Disconnect the video. Flip it over carefully. Right, so that bit of wire is way over here. It looks like it's corroded here as well. Yeah, it is just corroded all the way through that. So where does that wire go? Well, that was a pain in the rear, but let's check it now. So there we go. Pin 4. Nope. There is resistance there, but that pin must be dirty. Yeah, right. Let's check that. And hopefully I can get it posted now because I've moved the board, I flipped it over, so it don't like being moved. Yeah. If this don't post now, I'll be peed. Oh, it is posting, that's alright. Yeah, I didn't want to mess about with it again. Ah, I didn't plug in the bloody mouse, did I? There we go. There's a bead of solder there. Must be another bead come off of it. Audio. No. So there must be more problems there. I think what I'm going to do is just desolder everything off the board. Not everything off the board. All these capacitors off the board and check all the traces. So that's 2 problems already. 2 capacitors linked by an extra bit of solder which shouldn't have been there. A trace missing, so if I take the others off there's going to be something else, clearly. Right, it's too early. I'm going to go and have some breakfast, cup of tea and shoot some pigeons. Get down. Just found another trace. Well, not another trace. It's the same trace, but to U403 on pin 4, it's not making contact. So I've just put in a bit of wire on there. Well, I'm just finishing it off. So I've just added a wire over here. Well, this is the piece of wire, just soldering to the leg on 403. Like that. And then put the other end to the capacitor. Like that. Yeah, it looks a mess. Don't worry, it's not going to stay like that. I'm just trying to figure out what has gone wrong. I've ordered a camera arm for the Digi scope, so now I can move it down and move it around freely. Make sure that's got connection. Yeah, Let's power that on. Turn that off. Move you out of the way. Let's try that. Make sure nothing's touching anything. See if it posts. Yeah. I'm really reluctant to unplug anything on this because of yesterday's performance. Audio. What's up with the mouse? Oh. No. Oh. Hang on. Hang on. If I move that. Right. Turn that off. Works. Budget and Scarpa. Shh. Don't tell a master. Bear with me a minute. It's posting. Right, audio. Yeah. Filter. Yeah, filter works. So turn off all channels. Left. Right. Right 2. And then left 3. Yeah. Sweet. Cool. Turn that off. Let's where's me Frontier 2 in? Well, Frontier Elite 2. Try that. I need a bigger desk. I really need a bigger desk. What was that? It's out. Move that out of my way. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm only on 55. I'm normally on 40 odd. There you go, 45. It's normal. Yeah, that's the sound sorted. I was just about to say, at least the RTC clock would be dead easy. Never gets old, that. Well, I knew the intro, the game's crap. We'll sort the RTC clock out. RTC clock. Real-time clock, or RTC. And then we'll call it the end of that video, because that's going to take a while. And then the next video, we'll sort out all the sim sockets. I'm guessing there's a lot of traces missing. Hey, John. When in doubt, pull it out. That's what she said once. Yeah, it needs a good clean up and all. So what we'll do, then we've got the sound done. We'll just finish it off. Sort the RTC. Sort the sim sockets. Recap the 3640. And then just give it a good clean. And hope to God it still posts. Because when I do the sim socket, I'm going to have to disconnect everything. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that with everything connected. The RTC is easy. But the sim sockets is just, no, because you're going to have to flip the board back and forth, back and forth. Right, so next day, stripped all the capacitors off the board. Well, the sound area. Fixed, took all the wires back off, redid all the traces correctly. Now I know it was working, so put it all back together, new capacitors, cleaned everything up, and it's all fine, back to normal. And it reposted, no problem. Yeah. So I've got a new toy, like I said, the scope. I've got a nice mechanical arm now. So I can adjust it, bring it out, drop it down and everything. And it's not attached to the desk. So if I bang the desk, that doesn't wobble. Which I'm always banging the desk. I'll see if I can get that rigged up for you. Because I was going to do the real-time clock. I was going to do the real-time clock in this video, but this video's gone on long enough. And I need to sort through all the footage that I've got so far, about 8 hours. Move that. Oh no, I need that remote for it. I'll put that over there out of the way. Yeah, straighten that up. You need to be looking at the scope cam. So I'll put the footage in because I'm really clever now with this. So you see these two I've marked with a little white stripe. Down there, that little wire there, that's where there was no trace on there at all. So I'll put a wire there. And there's another one here for this one here, which is a bit wobbly. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of hot glue, yeah, down there just to hold this on. Really, I could have took that off and created a trace out of some copper tape and all that, but that'd take friggin' forever. I ain't doing that. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue on there. Hot glue, you can get it off if you need to. So it's super glue, you can't. So that's why I've marked them with white, just to remind me I need to hot glue them. So John, if you get this back and there's still a white stripe, it's because I forgot. So just put a blob of hot glue. I'll try and remember. Oh, I should remember. So that's the circuit, the sound circuit, which is all done. So I'm going to end the video here because, like I said, there's a lot of footage. So I hope you enjoyed that. The next one will be the RTC. Yeah. I did say in a short, it's going to be easy. Yeah. That's by the by. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Sound.